Everyone. How's everyone doing? Happy Monday. This is a super quick live. I only have 10 minutes. I just wanted to quickly talk about how to prove abuse while you don't have any physical violence going on in your relationship for a VAWA petition, which is a petition that gives you a green card. Good morning to everybody. Sorry if I'm not able to read your comments today because I don't have a lot of time this morning. So I just want to get right into the topic. For those of you tuning in for the first time, my name is Aisha Chidole. I'm an immigration attorney. I represent clients all over the United States with their family immigration matter, VAWA cases, conditional removals, marriage-based cases, sibling cases, and things of that nature. If you want to get in contact with me, you can call our office 407-995-6567. You can also send a message on WhatsApp 404 333-8751. I am me. You said you have so many questions. Definitely give me a call to schedule a consultation to get your questions answered, and I'll be happy to answer them. Today I want to talk about proving extreme cruelty when it comes to VAWA cases. For those who don't know, VAWA is basically on a law that allows victims of abuse from their spouses who are green card holders or U.S. citizens, or their parents who are green card holders or U.S. citizens, or their children over 21 who are U.S. citizens to get a 10-year green card and ultimately get citizenship. And a lot of times people are very confused about, well, if they don't have physical violence, then how can they really prove they have abuse? So the answer is that you do not need physical abuse to prove that you've been abused. So when VAWA cases are being reviewed, what they're looking at is what we call extreme cruelty and battery. Okay, extreme cruelty can happen when you've not been physically abused. Some examples of things, and when I give you these examples, these are just examples. It does not mean that if you don't have this, that yours is not extreme. Again, without me speaking to you, I won't be able to tell you what is extreme or not. But let me give you an example. Extreme cruelty is that you don't have papers, you and your spouse get into arguments or disagreements, and every time you get into arguments or disagreements, your spouse knows that you rely on them financially, you can't afford anything else, and they kick you out of the house. Right? So they've not been physical towards you, but they constantly kick you out of the house, knowing that you'll be homeless, right? That you don't have anywhere to go, that you're looking for somewhere to go. You have a spouse that's putting you down, that's telling you that you're ugly, you're fat, you don't look good in that outfit. Go get a better outfit. Why don't you look like those IG models? That is extremely cruel, or telling a man like, you will never be as good as my ex. My ex was way better than you. Oh, you're useless because what is the point of marrying you, because you don't, you can't even take care of me financially. I need to be with a man who can take care of me financially. So what I'm basically trying to say to you guys is that extreme cruelty can also be emotional. Things that people tell you, things that people tell you are actually more dangerous sometimes than physical violence. What I mean by that is that sometimes you can be so psychologically and emotionally damaged that it leads people to wanting to commit suicide, right? It leads them to wanting to think, you know what? I'm so terrible. Why am I even on this earth? So, a lot of times that is actually quite dangerous when people are getting in your head, people meaning the people that you love, like your spouse or your parent or your child, is telling you these things. So, if you're dealing with that, it is really important to be very, very, clear on the terms that your spouse refers to you as, on the term that your mother or father refers to you, or the term that your child refers to. Hi, Nettie, what's up? Um, so because if you're not clear, then USCIS doesn't know what's going on. Same thing, if you go see a therapist because of what you're experiencing, thank you so much. If because of what you're experiencing, you must get that therapy evaluation because it's helpful. Now, I know that I've said you must get that therapy evaluation because it's helpful. That is if you're seeing a therapist. If you're not seeing a therapist, it's not a requirement, but if you can, you should see one, because a lot of times it's helpful. A lot of immigrants don't have people to talk to, and there's a lot of shame. And I find this a lot with our male clients, where there's a lot of shame admitting that your wife is abusive to you. And I've talked about this a lot, where these grown men cry, and I say, well, there's no shame here. I know that culturally, a lot of people outside of America, they really teach you to be strong and hard. Like, who are you crying for? What are you crying about? Like, or they look at you less than for that. So it's really important, if you're dealing with this stuff, one, that you know how to articulate what you're dealing with, because you can't just give generalization, well, she's mean to me, or whatever it is. You have to get really detailed on what it is. And if you're able to go see a therapist, go see a therapist. Pour out what's going on with you. Nobody's judging you, because those things will help you to prove that your spouse is abusive. Again, your spouse does not have to be physically abusive to be abusive. Abuse takes form in many ways, which I told you guys about, which is psychological, emotional, financial, sexual, and even just abuse of the legal system. So all those things in totality can be used to prove abuse when physical abuse doesn't exist. Of course, if physical abuse exists, we want to make sure we also include that. But these are things that, to help you know that you don't automatically, you're not automatically disqualified if there's no physical abuse. Okay, I have 2 minutes, guys. Let me see some of the questions. Good morning, Queen Charming, and thank you for bringing hope to the hopeless. You're welcome. Good morning, Ever Blessed from New Orleans. Thank you, Nettie. Okay, on Facebook, someone says, my spouse filed an I-130 for me. He was very abusive, and I converted my case to a VAWA case. My I-360 was approved on August 2021, and my approval notice, my priority date was March 2016. What does it mean? I filed the I-360 and 485 together in November of 2018. How long do I have to wait for an interview? So I can't really tell you how long you have to wait for an interview. You just kind of have to wait for the interview. Priority dates matter if your spouse was a green card holder. If your spouse is a U.S. citizen, that priority date is not relevant to you. But generally, if you just got your approval in August, give it a couple of months, and they will schedule you for an interview, or they may bypass your interview and just ask you for a medical exam. For you to mail that. And if that's the case, then that's what it would be. And Toby says, hi, beautiful Aisha. I appreciate all you do. Be blessed. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Helpful information, but will you please tell me about student visa for the U.S.? So I can't really get into that right now. It's 10 o'clock. As I told you guys, I got to jump off. I will try to come on earlier tomorrow. I usually come on sometime between 9 to 10. So tune in tomorrow, save your questions, and I will try to get to your questions tomorrow. All right, guys, I hope you have a very productive Monday. All right, talk to you later. Bye.